sorry. I had problems connecting, but here I am. How's everybody doing? I think I'm getting a cold. I don't know. I think I am. I think my voice is kind of funny. Okay, I made it worse now, but I think I'm getting cold. That being said, how's everybody doing? I'm going to start off with Elaine. I'm going to go and see Stephanie right after. So here we go. Just one second. And we're going to start off with you, my beautiful Elaine. So how was everybody's weekend? I don't think you've ever been first, Elaine. Ha ha! It is the holiday season. All right, okay. All right, so Elaine, we're going to go and see Stephanie. How are you doing, my beautiful Julie, sweetie pie? I know, like, this is not the first time that, like, you just keep arriving home later and later and later and later. You know, Julie, that's because of the success. More success you have, more they're going to want. More hours. Yeah. Your work hours are starting to look like hubbies. Okay, hold on. I just want to kind of go over here and make sure everything is okay. Alrighty. And, well, let's go see. Hold on. La, la, la. Okay, we're good. So, Elaine, here we go, sweetie pie. Let me just come over here. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Oh, that laugh. I know. I called my mechanic today because I'm like, oh, I know you guys are going to be closing for holidays soon, but my car's telling me I'm going to be due soon for an oil change, but it said soon. And I'm like, do you have any dates this week? And he's like, well, we're closing on that day. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, do you think I'll be okay? I'll survive? And he's like, yeah, I think you'll be fine. I'm like, okay. And he's like, you're Mrs. And I'm like, yeah, I never told you. And he's like, no, I know your voice from anywhere. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't even laugh on the phone at that moment. I don't know what it is. Yeah. And I'm like, what? And he's like, no, I know your voice from anywhere. And I'm like, really? And I said, why is that? And he kind of giggled, and he didn't really say anything, kind of seeming shy. And I'm like, okay, hey, I'm going to take it as I come to your shop too often. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, sure, fine. Okay, so it's me. Let's take an appointment. Anywho, here you go. Perfect, Julie. I'm going to put you onto the list then after Stephanie, sweetie, and we'll leave you a timestamp time for you to kind of relax your little bonbon. So Elaine, let me just go and read, all right? Here we go. Here we go. Now, you know I love you, Elaine. Don't exaggerate with your questions, though, because then you will no longer be. You're going on the naughty list. Naughty list. Hold on. And we have Jillian, who's going to be here also. And voila. Okay. So. Okay. So we're going to start off with the first one. And what we want to know is, and hi, Jillian, if you are somewhere around. Nice to see you, sweetie pie. So did they receive your email and what's going on with that? All right. All right. So I do have our Empress. I do have our Ace of Pentacles. They received it. Yeah, they did. I don't believe that they have formally acknowledged it, however, but the energy around them at this moment is very end of year. Everything is very end of year closure kind of mode, wrapping up different projects, tying up loose ends, all those things. So I don't really feel as though they're actually working on, answering and giving things that are going more onto the outward. So I'm going to say early January, somewhere around mid-January. All right. looks like it's going to be more active for any type of response. So it doesn't feel like it's a no, but it does feel like it's a pause. It's just a pause over here. We do have our beautiful Empress. We do have our Ace of Pentacles. So it's just a pause into the energy altogether, my love. Now, what is Y up to? Very low key and self-focused. All right. All right. I'm getting over here a lot of turning inwards, going inside, reassessing herself, reassessing different patterns and how she shows up emotionally, but also socially. So this isn't about avoidance. It's more about her and her own self-correction, if you will. So I feel like she's stepping back a little bit from social media. Reasons being is I feel like she's tired of comparison. I feel like she wants privacy while kind of recalibrating things. I feel like she's doing emotional housekeeping, if you will, a little bit. So this feels like it's very much triggered by a realization that old versions of herself are not necessarily fitting on in with who she is at this moment and with the maturity that she has at this moment. So it looks like she's very quiet, but it's only an appearance that is looking onto the outside world. But into the inside of her world, she is definitely... I'm going to say working. She's working onto herself. 3 weeks from now, you're going to be in 2026. And 3 weeks from now, what's going to be happening? 3 weeks from now, we have our Six of Pentacles. We also have that. All right. And 3 weeks from now, I see you a little bit into the same place. I see you wondering. I see you kind of, trying to figure out different things. Getting some mental clarity, returning with a certain sense of direction that's a little bit better, that's a little bit stronger. It's like if things are starting to actually kind of click into place, you're a little bit less scattered, less emotionally pulled by outside noise at the same time. So you're feeling more decisive, calmer within yourself and like intuitively and everything. And I feel like you're somewhat optimistic. Things are looking good. Things are looking up. So things that kind of felt like they were a little bit more up into the air are feeling more manageable. They're feeling more contained. So I'm going to say it's more of a phase. I don't necessarily see any great offers. There could be, but I see that this is more of a grounding phase. Nothing that is ooh la la-ish, nothing that is over flashy. Really just a little bit, if you will, of a stabilizing type of energy. By the way, Stephanie, you're going to be on up next, followed out by either Jillian or Julie. I will go and see who came in first. So, starting 2026, the themes, important focus months, those can definitely change because they're far away. The first three, I'm going to put them in like 4 different parts, all right? So January, February, and March, it's more on work, it's more on structure, it's more onto the alignment, it's long-term planning. April and June, it's more about the actual networking. Later around, I'll say July, we're talking more personal growth, confidence, expansion, everything of the such. A job should be offered to you into the early months, so between January to March. But there's still a lot of kind of organizing connections. There's a lot of things that are still kind of going around. At the end of the year, I feel like you're more working onto the emotional side. So more relationship clarity, more deepening, or more redefining altogether. So I'm going to say, as for the jobs, I feel like at least one solid opportunity is going to be coming towards you. It doesn't feel like it's something that's random. It feels like it's something that's earned, something that's aligned. So I'm going to say January kind of looks like there's conversation, there's interview energy. You start to have more movement. You start to be more, I'm going to say around the decision point, what you're doing, how you're moving on forward, what's going to be your next strategic step forward. And as for the long-term future, the studio and relationship, actually feel like there's going to be growth beyond a small studio kind of model. I feel like there's evolution, how you collaborate or how you present your work. And I feel like there's more autonomy, not less. And relationship wise, I feel like the future energy shows that there's more equality, there's better or shared values, if you will. It's going to be with somebody new. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be more clear. There's not going to be any guessing games. So I'm going to say you're in for a powerful transition period. That's going to be definitely coming your way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not sure, but you said you couldn't come back. Let me go see stuff. Let me go see. I'm going to go into PayPal and I will check that on out. Just give me 1 second, my love. Stephanie, I'm coming to see you. And yes, I will be with Jillian first. And then it's going to be you, sweetie. So we're going to switch that up. I can come and send you a message, if you will, when it's going to be your turn. But I'm going to say probably in about 10 minutes. Stephanie, my love. And what? And you're in the naughty team? Very fitting. It is very fitting. You did not say that. I do love that for you. Absolutely perfect. Yes. You see how everything is moving, Watson? Everything is just moving, evolving. I love it. We are going to put a little bit of a timestamp over here. And timestamp is going to be at 12:35. Well, let's put 12 minutes and 45. All right. So, current feelings and intentions towards you. Does he still have a desire to reconcile with you and build into a long-term commitment? All right. Well, let's start with his current feelings towards you. He does still have that want, that desire to reunite, and we can see it over here. We've got all the possibilities. He's not happy. He's not, sometimes we ask ourselves, oh, is a person really happy? They're not. What are they doing? We don't really know. They must be happy because they're not connecting. They're not saying anything. They're not. But there are so many different variables that play along with it, and it is so clearly shown over here. His feelings are still very, very much present, but they're like very complicated and they're all very much inward. So there's a genuine emotional attachment that is there. And I mean, he hasn't detached or hasn't moved on energetically in any kind of shape, form, or way. So you still hold a very significant place into his heart. And there's that sense of familiarity, of comfort, of, I'm going to say, emotional recognition when he is thinking of you. So that being said, his emotions, they feel like they're really, really quite guarded. Like he's holding back, not because he doesn't feel, but because he's unsure how to handle what he feels without necessarily repeating, past patterns. So at this moment, into his current intentions, well, they're not fully formed into anything that is of action movement at this moment, because he's still into that place where he's contemplating, where he's kind of watching, kind of reflecting, kind of weighing the consequences of his decisions. Now, when I say consequences of his decisions, I mean as much with a movement than a non-movement. So, I mean, there's a lot of hesitation around stepping forward too quickly, largely due to the fact that he fears the emotional responsibility and the weight of the expectations that kind of come around with the reconciliation. So this is a thinking more than a doing kind of an energy. So is there really that desire to reconcile? It's still there. It's still there, but it's quieter than it was before. It shows up as what ifs. What if, what if, what if? What if thoughts rather than very bold moves. He wonders whether things could be truly different this time and whether he's capable of showing up consistently. So the desire, it exists, but it's currently, if you will, kind of overshowered by like self-doubt and emotional caution altogether. Now, the long-term commitment potential. It is something that he does think about, but it is not something that he is ready to offer at this moment. It's not something that he's ready to fully promise to you. So the energy suggests that before he can build something stable with you, he needs to resolve all those inner conflicts around his accountability and the emotional maturity and the communication. So it's not a no, it's a not yet aligned kind of an energy. So what you need to remember into all of this is you're not being rejected into this. You're being respected from a distance while he's figuring his stuff out. Now, the cards do emphasize that you should not necessarily pause your life, though, however, waiting for his clarity because he has not yet reached it internally. So that is entirely up to you if you want to wait for him a little bit longer, give yourself a date, like a set date or whatever. That is entirely up to you. However, because he is into a headspace where he has wants and desires, but it happens. People, they want things, but they don't have the courage. They don't have the strength. Sometimes they have fear. So that's up to you to kind of navigate, maybe to see how the energy kind of goes and how it evolves. And, you know, if there's any movement coming on forward. For the moment, I'm still going to say there's some stagnation, not too much moving forward, but there's still the desire that is there. So I'm going to say not everything is, you know, set in stone. So he still feels very deeply for you. He still thinks of you and still considers the reconciliation, but the commitment energy is really, really, really going to depend on his ability to grow beyond the fear and beyond the indecision. So he needs to chase his clarity, and that's what he's trying to navigate through at this moment. All right, Elaine, sweetie. Yeah. We're going to go and see Jillian. I'm not going to put the timestamp right away. I'm just going to go and get the questions, and I'm going to send beautiful hearts out to our beautiful Stephanie, sweetie. Jillian, are you going to get the job that you're applying to at this moment? Let's go see. Good for you, my beautiful. Good for you, Stephanie. That's really all that you can do, honestly. You have to do the very best that you can for you. Navigate through it, and you know, if he comes around and you still want him, perfect. But at least if something doesn't necessarily work on through into that, well, you haven't lost yourself and you're still going out, you're having fun, you're switching up energies. So yeah, do as best as you can. I know it's not easy, sweetie pie. It's very difficult. I know that it is, and it's a one day at a time kind of a thing. Yeah, she is, but not necessarily Elaine in love. She's not necessarily realizing that love-wise, but yes, she is. So we're going to put Julian over here at 20 minutes. Here we go. I'm going to do that. And so you are wondering over here what is going to be happening with work. This is going to be the one that we're going for. All right. All right. Sweetie pie. There's definitely some movement. Definitely some movement. I feel like emotionally you do want this. Are you going to get, like, I feel like the energy around the application looks like it's promising, but I don't feel like it's rushed. It feels like you're being seriously considered and that there's like a certain experience or something that's being noticed more than what you might actually kind of realize. And I do see movement behind the scenes. I see like reviewing and comparing and weighing options rather than a closed door. At this moment, I'm going to say it could be a strong maybe turning into a yes. I don't want to say no because I do see that there is some opening. I really just kind of feel like how's everything going to develop at the very ending where they're thinking and they're talking and they're looking at one candidate towards the next. The different vibes at that moment. It can switch a little bit. So I'm going to say, especially because there could be an interview, there could be a follow-up one altogether. So I'm going to say the importance over here is going to be the patience. It's definitely going to work into your favor. I'm going to say a strong maybe that could easily turn into a yes, depending on how all those little variables go. How well you do, let's say, into the interview process and everything of the such. Yeah. But it is not a clear yes. It is, I'm very interested. This could be really, really a good position for you. But depending on to the other candidates who are going to be showing on up, that could kind of tilt the scale. So I will say a maybe with a strong yes. As for the career messages for you, sweetie. I feel like you're stepping into a stage that is more stable, that's better aligned for you for your career. I feel like you've outgrown a lot of roles that you've been into and you kind of had to maybe in certain titles, certain positions, you kind of had to prove yourself into a certain way. Or maybe settle for less than what your worth is. So the key messages that are coming on through is to trust your skills because you're more qualified than what you think. Don't dim yourself, neither your light, to fit into a role or into something. And I feel like you're going to be, this position or one that's very, very similar is going to help to restore that balance and that security altogether. So if this job doesn't come through exactly as it's hoped, something equal or better is going to be lining up shortly for you. I'm going to say within the following 3 to 4 weeks. So at that point in time, you would not necessarily be blocked. You would just kind of be redirected or being guided towards a certain place. So you're onto the right path. You're doing the right thing. Your efforts are being seen. Your career is definitely moving on forward into something that is more secure and more fulfilling. I need you to continue to believe into yourself. You're so much closer than what you think. I need you to go into that. I need you to, when you get the interview, go on in. Be nice, be strong, be powerful, and give it all that you've got. Yeah. and let me know how that goes, my love. So I'm going to maintain with a strong yes. And if that one doesn't work on through within the following 3 to 4 weeks, but if it doesn't work on through, it's not because of you, not because of something you did not do or that you did. It's more because of the other candidates that are around from what I can see. Here we go. Thank you, my beautiful Mimi, by the way, sweetie. We are going to go and see our dear, lovely Julie. Just one moment. Julie, where are you? That is not what I wanted. I want Julie. Just one second. Here I'm looking for Julie, and you might even already just kind of be into the chat. Hold on. Yeah, you are. That's what I was just thinking. I'm looking for you, but you're probably into the chat. Jillian, sending you much love, sweetie pie. Hi, Yvonne. How are you doing, sweetie? Happy holidays, love. Okay, so Julie, let's go see. I'm going to go and get your questions. All right. So, the list at this moment, we are currently on Julie. Then I'm going to go and see Mimi, followed out by Elaine is what I have at this moment. All right. Alrighty. So, does he ever wonder how you're feeling and how you're thinking? And what does he assume? That one was not meant to be. It's this one. Followed up by that one. He does. He does. He absolutely does wonder about you more than what he actually lets on. But he is, and he keeps a lot of that stuff within. It scares him to speak about the future or to talk about what's coming on up, even to other people or people that are close to him. He's always kind of afraid about the pressure that other people will expect or will think and everything of the such that goes along with it. So he does wonder about you, even if he appears like he's quiet or that he's distant, but there's always a little bit of that steady background of awareness of you emotionally that is there within him. So like he often senses that you're holding a lot inside, and he assumes that you're trying to be strong, you're trying to be patient rather than fully saying what it is that you want to say or how you feel because of the consideration that you're having towards him. But I also feel like at times he thinks that you might be feeling kind of tired or maybe even a little bit discouraged. But he also does believe quite deeply that you do care for him. So he doesn't see you as being detached. He sees you into a different kind of lens, if you will. He sees you into the waiting and observing and kind of protecting your heart, but kind of protecting his at the same time, because you know when you feel that he might not quite be ready for that. So onto his side, you know, there's a little bit of uncertainty on his side. He's not always sure whether you're okay or if you're quietly hurting. And that kind of makes him think about you a little bit more, I'm actually going to say. So it actually kind of goes into the weirdest kind of way, a little bit into your favor. A renewal of his thoughts on relationships and how that impacts your connection. Yes. All right. Okay. Renew of his thoughts on relationships and how it impacts your connection. And that, I think, the tweety is Elaine. I got your message, Elaine. I got your email. We have love. We have our Princess of Swords that are there also. We have our Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is good. There's a renewal and there's like a recalibration, if you will, happening into his mindset about the relationships, like we looked about a little bit earlier, where he's questioning the old patterns. But into the old patterns, what he's really looking at really specifically is the avoidance and the silence. And it's like the silence kind of goes with taking things for granted, because he takes people for granted sometimes. He takes their time, or what they have to give and everything of the such, but he doesn't necessarily do it on purpose. He doesn't realize he's not doing it on purpose, but he does. So he's slowly realizing that a connection like the one that you guys have, like the one that you guys want to build, is going to require more presence, is going to require more than what he's been giving, what he's used to giving. So more presence, more consistency, not just a question of feelings, because into the past he's had feelings before and it's been nowhere. It went nowhere. It finished and hurt. So this renewal impacts your relationship into a subtle, but into a very meaningful kind of way, into the way that he's becoming more intentional. His long term, he's thinking about it more than he used to. He's recognizing that what you shared isn't something that is easily replaced altogether. So he's learning that emotional safety does matter as much as the actual attraction does. Into the past, it was really much more a question of attraction, especially with all his other connections. So this is not something that happens like that. This is something that is happening gradually. It's something that he gets help with also whenever he does go to his weekly meetings. So it's not an overnight change, but it is a shift, and it is a good, powerful shift towards a certain emotional maturity. And that emotional maturity is what Spirit is saying he's going to be using, if you will, to help him move from thinking about feelings to actually thinking about taking that responsibility. So the bottom line is he's more aware than what you realize, and his thoughts about their relationships, they're always changing, they're evolving, they're moving, they're not static. So they're moving into a way that supports the growth and that supports what you guys are aligning each other for. So it's really a question of him integrating this in order to have, that love. Hey, Game On! Thank you, Sweetie Pie. How are you doing, my love? Thank you so very much for your donation. Happy holidays, sweetie. You do, Game On. Yeah, my door's closed tonight. I don't know where they're at. Max is probably somewhere close because he's like my shadow. Let me go see where he's at. Will he integrate it? Yes. Well, that's what he's trying to do. Do I see him integrating it into your relationship? We do have the Hermit. We do have, but the Hermit is in the reverse position. We do have our Four of Swords. We do also have the Chariot. It's something that he's still resting on, if you will, that he's still working on. But yes, he will end up into the very end of it all, coming out of this energy and actually doing something with it. So yes. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, Halloween's pretty cool. You just can't say it to anybody, but yeah. We're all good, my beautiful Julie. We're all good, sweetie. Just hold on one little second and game on. Just to let you know, you're going to be up in about maybe 15 minutes, sweetie pie. If you want to hang around, if you want us to leave you a timestamp. Celle-là qui avait plus de cadeaux, c'était Mathias, hein? Non, c'est mon père. Celle-là qui en a juste deux, c'est Mathias? Ouais. Okay. Oh no, baby. Oh no, baby. I found my baby. He was sleeping elsewhere because this place was not available. There you go. Found baby. Oh, oh no. Oh no, sweetie. Oh, we're so tired. All right, so. Oui, tu peux faire dodo? Tu peux faire dodo. Ouais, fais dodo, bébé. Fais dodo. Ouais, fais dodo. Yeah. Yes. Do you want to go into the bed, sweetie? Tu veux aller faire des dodo dans le lit? Ouais, tu vas te coucher là? Ok, bébé. Fais des dodo. Ouais, je vais le mettre là. Ok? Fais dodo. Ouais, fais dodo, bébé. Ouais, je sais. Okay, he's just gonna sleep here. Yeah. He's very tired. Tiens, je vais te tasser ça. Hein? C'est mieux comme ça? Tiens. Fais dodo. All right, so here we go. I knew he wasn't with me because the door was closed. Otherwise, he pretty much sticks around. All right, so we're going to go and see Mimi, followed out by Elaine. Yeah, look, guy. He went into my garage earlier, which he's not supposed to go, and he went underneath my car. Okay, well, my car's parked. It's in the garage. But, I mean, it's winter over here, so the bottom underneath the car is dirty. So I had to wash his little white little paws were black. Do you really? Oh my God. My kids wanted to have a rabbit. They did. And I told them, hey, you know what? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe. You know, we'll see. And never ended up. Does your rabbit like go around? Like go around the house and everything? Attends, je vais te mettre dans le lit. Do you let it roam free? Okay, he's gone. Yeah, my kid, like, Anel wants to have a farm, right? Yeah. Yeah. A horse, a few dogs, a couple kitty cats. She wants everything. 100% free roam. And he's a brat. And all your neighbors enable him. Oh, that is too cute. Oh, I love that. Hold on. No, baby. No. Hold on. He is trying to eat Christmas paper. Don't eat the wrapping paper. It's not to be eaten. Hey! Stop it! No! Don't do that. Okay, look, all the gifts are gone. They are no longer available for you. Sweet Lord, he's eating the gifts. Yeah, it probably does. I don't know. You can actually train. You can train a little bunny. Yeah. They're litter trained, right? Oh, that is so cute. I love that. Was that difficult to train the kitty cat? Okay, I'm just going to go and get Mimi's reading in the meanwhile. Not at all. Easy peasy? Really? Oh, it's not at all easy peasy? It's really difficult. Okay. Or do you mean it's difficult or it's easy? Because you're laughing at the end of it. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I might end up at some point in time having some type of bunny. In the summertime, I have frogs. I have pet frogs. We release them at the end of summer. Oh, easy. All right. Okay. I just take in stray things like you. Yeah, that's it. No. Okay. I'm not going to overthink no more. No more. All right. Okay. I'm gonna get away from this conversation because I'll be in it forever. I'm gonna go and see Mimi and see what's going on. Here we go. A frog. Eat a frog. Yeah. No, the frog never ate the frog. We thought the frog ate the frog and we like persecuted this frog for eating the other frog. Yet the frog never ate the other frog. The frog jailbreaked, like went away. I ended up finding the frog. Yeah. One frog didn't eat the other one. No cannibalism there. No. Sweet Lord. Now frogs, they stay outside. No more of that stuff. No more fishes neither, because I have little fishies usually that have like the little tanks, the little tiny ones. Yeah, kitties will go eat them. No, we can't have that happen. No. Okay, hold on. Let's go like this. Let's go over here. We have Yvonne onto the list also, sweetie pie. All right, here we go. All right. Mimi, you sent me an email. What is that? Weird sounds. Mimi. Oh, that is very, very short. That is the shortest, I think. Oh, wait, I'm talking. I didn't even put you a timestamp. Okay. So Mimi's going to be at, what time are we at? We're at 44. So Mimi is at 44:30. Yeah, he probably would. I keep catching him onto the counter. Yeah, he does. He's much better at it, but he still does go. Yeah, he does. I got him today trying to drink out of Matthias's water glass. And the other day he tried to eat lasagna. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, he must have thought that was gross. He jumped onto the counter. I turned around like, what? Yeah, I don't know. I think he tried to lick an onion. That would have been really gross. So here we go. Mimi. I understand the complete curiosity that goes along with it. It's just the way that life goes. It is what it is. We're always curious. We're always wondering, especially since he's always a little bit into a sneaky kind of a position. At some point in time, the pain, the sorrow, everything of the such will leave. It will go away, my sweetie pie. But it's like he's into his own little castle. He's into his own little things. He's got his own thoughts. He's got his own ideas. He decided a little bit of his own life, even though he kind of portrays one thing to everybody, but he kind of lives into another way. It makes it difficult to truly understand. But his thoughts about you come a lot in waves. They're not constant, but they're there and they're meaningful. So yes, you come across his mind unexpectedly during quiet little moments that they just kind of pop up. It could be like a song. It could be something he sees. It could be a color. It could be a place. Just like that. And that's because of the emotional connection that you shared. So it's still there, but there's distance and there's avoidance at the same time. So emotionally, he does carry a lot of that fondness. He does carry a lot of that guilt. And he knows that the connection did matter. And he knows that he didn't show up into the way that he deserved. And he exited into a way that he should not have exited neither. So because of all that, he tends to push the feelings down rather than actually facing them fully. And this is not because you were not important. That's the main thing that you need to remember. It's not because you are not important. It's not because it has nothing to do with that. It's because facing you means facing his own limitations and means facing a little bit, if you will, his karma, choices he has made. So does he miss you? He does, but in ways that do not necessarily lead to an action. It's more of something that is soft, that is muted a little bit, if you will, like remembering something, wanting or thinking about a longing to return, but not necessarily taking the action towards it. So his energy versus his energy now, what it used to be, his energy is more settled, it's more controlled, it's more emotionally contained. He tries to choose stability over something that's a little bit more grounding, even if one feels more hollow. Your energy is shifting, it's evolving, it's slowly detaching. You're into a phase of reclaiming yourself, even if some days are they feel heavy or they feel nostalgic. But the cord between the two of you is much thinner now than what it used to be. It's not pulling as much. It's a little bit looser, if you will. So, yeah, it's a heavy place to be into, love. By the way, Elaine is up next, followed up by Game On, Metalon, and Yvonne. If there's anybody else that I need to add, I will let you guys know in just a few moments. So Game On, you'll be up, Elaine, in about a minute, and Game On in about maybe 5 minutes, love. And Yvonne following on through, about 10 minutes. The work energy, CH and MT. CH and MT, they respect your competence, even if they don't openly express it. They know that you're capable, they know that you're reliable, and someone who carried more than your fair share. But at the same time, there's awareness that is there onto their end, that your heart is no longer fully there. And that's what you're feeling also. So their thoughts are more like, she's really good at what she does. She's quieter. She's a little bit more withdrawn lately, because that's a little bit the way that you've been because of the chaos, if you will. Some people think that you're not as emotionally invested anymore. So the turned off feeling about work is really just your intuition telling you that this place is draining your energy. It might not be the place that you'll want to be into forever. So, look at the choices. Look at what is coming towards you, because at this moment, you're into a place where you're choosing a lot of clarity. And within the clarity, you're closing up certain doors. Which doors are you going to close? Which ones are you going to remain open? How are you going to integrate different type of lessons and desires? And that's all entirely up to you to be the magician of your life, sweetie, and to move on forward with that. But let me give you some messages. Sometimes I feel like you want too much from me. Please do forgive me. Why do I keep messing things up? I am learning to open my heart. And maybe we are better off separated. So I am sending you much love, sweetie pie. It's a work in progress, sweet one. Elaine, you're next. Let me go and get to your questions. Oh my God! The bunny! The kitty cats! Oh my God, I love the bunny. He's like my favorite horse. He's like two colors, like a little cow. Oh, I love the, oh, he's so cutie. He's got all that lettuce. Oh, I love him. He's so cute. He's a pretty big bunny. Yeah. Yeah. You should watch Garfield. Garfield is cute, Elaine. And you feed his friends too, right? I know, I just saw. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, adorable. Oh, Garfield is hilarious. I used to watch Garfield when I was a little girl, and still, I've watched like all the movies. I even went to the movies with my kids to watch Garfield. That's how much we like Garfield. Like, he's adorable. And talking about Halloween, one of my favorite Garfields is the very old one, the Halloween one, where they go onto like this little boat, him and Garfield and Odie, and they get to this weird house. It's like one of my favorite episodes. Okay. I know, it's so great. And I remember like being afraid when I was young, but now I'm like, wow. It's so cute. Okay, hold on. Thank you for sharing those. They're so cute. They're so adorable. Love it. Hold on, Elaine. Here you go. Now you make me want a bunny. Yeah. Good thing Annelle is not right here next to me. She'd say, yes, let's go get a bunny. She'd add it on her Santa list, I swear. Okay, hold on. So, let's go over here. All right. I'm actually looking for, well, you guys know, I'm looking for a horse for Annelle. I was actually looking for like a half a pension or something because I still find she's a little bit young. But anyways, working onto it slowly. I got her like all the gear for Christmas and everything. The competition saddles, like all those things. You need different gear for the competition and for the riding, right? Costs a fortune, that stuff. I kid you not. Anywho, here we go. Yeah. Is his name Oreo? Oh, I love that. Oh, I love Oreo. That is so cute. Oreo. We have thought about calling our kitty cat Oreo, and we have thought about calling one of our dogs Oreo too into the past. What's interesting, Elaine? Here we go for Elaine. Well, let's go see. All right. Oh, game on. We can talk all you want. We're just chit-chatting. We're just chit-chatting. Here we go. So, Elaine, you want to know, first of all, how's your personal growth will grow to? Okay. right. That's all good. So, how your personal growth is unfolding. I actually lost my cat this week in an Amazon box. No sponsorship to Amazon, but I lost him in my basement in an Amazon box. He went into a secret room. Couldn't find him all over the house. Was looking for him for hours. I knew he was in the house, just in nowhere. Ended up finding him into the one and single only place that I had not looked into. The place where we have like the freezer and stuff. That's where he was. Sleeping in a box. So, your growth altogether, my love. Here we go. Why, what? Yeah, well, working on yourself is good. It's good. We all need to work onto ourselves at some place in time. You know, and you have a certain amount of weight that you have to kind of take on off, but you also have your own limitations that you have to release yourself from. So there's a certain baggage, and you have to allow yourself to cut the straps, if you will, of that pack sack or of those different little sacks that you have onto your back. So your growth is going to be moving towards simplicity, clarity, inner stability. Spirit does show that you're stepping away from noise, not to hide, but more into the question of recentering. So going low key is not even a question of avoidance. It's a question for you of alignment. You're learning that not everything needs to be shared. Not everything needs to be explained or processed externally in any kind of way. This is you. It belongs to you. So reducing the screen time, staying quieter is exactly what your energy actually needs at this moment, because too much of that external input, if you will, has been kind of pulling you perhaps in different type of directions, and Spirit is slowly kind of gently guiding you back to yourself. So it's about working onto it one little thing at a time. You're absolutely right. What is important over here is the focus. All right. So, let me just go see what that is. And that is Love Shine. Hi, Love Shine. Thank you, Love Shine. I know you're around. 10:30 is going to be our usual time for tonight for Lilith and Juan and Spitty Pies. So, like I was saying, you're right. This is about a question of focus. What do you truly want, right? Instead of scattering your energy all over the place, you're being asked to build a strong foundation. And once that foundation is built, you're going to have the stability. And then you'll have, you know, especially through work, you'll have a job, you'll have financial grounding, and that is going to help you to feel safe. It's going to help you to feel more supportive. Your nervous system is going to react to it at the same time. You're going to be able to feel like you're more relaxed. So love is not going to feel like it's a survival, or whatever you're doing throughout the day is not going to feel like it's survival mode. It's more going to be a clear, unconscious choice that you're going to be making. So once that stability is actually in place, then the love is going to flow well, naturally. There's not going to be any confusion. Maybe your love that is outgoing or love that is incoming towards you. So your connection to love and to purpose altogether, your insight about love being the world for you is beautiful, and it is true. But love is part of that purpose, but not into a self-sacrificing kind of way anymore. Spirit is showing you how to embody love, not to chase it. You know, people say love doesn't exist no more. Nobody loves each other. We love each other into a toxic kind of way, or God knows what. But love does exist. It's the people that we are attracting that are no good for us, because there's lessons to be learned. There's things we need to change. We need to modify. That's what the problem is. It's not love. You have to love yourself, but love still exists. You love some of your friends. You love maybe your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad or your uncle or your aunt or your cousin or whoever. Love still exists, just not into the way that you're looking for it. So the question is, you're going to have to find what it is you're looking for. But to do that, you have to find yourself, and you have to love yourself and accept you as you are. Then you're going to be able to find that love. So Your purpose over here is not just to find the romantic love. It's the emotional depth. It's the connection. It's the meaning in everything that you do and why you do it and why you choose to do it for yourself. So this is about loving yourself through the boundaries that you set, loving life through the intentions that you set, loving others, but without losing yourself, if you will. So your main message over here is that your silence and a little bit of that takeaway, a little bit like Wise doing, is actually going to be good for you because it's going to help you to focus. It's going to be a little bit like your medicine, if you will, at this moment. It's going to give you that quiet space. It's going to allow you to hear yourself, your own truth. So you're not going to be falling behind. You're actually going to be integrating what you truly do want. Yeah. Hi, Joy. How are you doing, sweetie? Thank you, beautiful love. You missed a few things. The list is going to be, we are currently, thank you, my beautiful Elaine, sweetie. Heart sent out to you, love. We are currently on Game On, Metal On, followed out by Yvonne, Love, Shine, and Joy. That is a list that we have at this moment. Okay. All right. Here we go. So you don't need a timestamp because you are here. Yvonne always has a timestamp, so does Love, Shine, and Joy. All right, we're going to go over here. And we're going to go and figure this out. So how does your boss... We're going to start with the boss, A-A-L, all right? Okay. Sweetie, you're being seen at this moment as very reliable, as very capable, but also as somebody who is very quietly consistent. Like there's an impression that you kind of came into this role willing to learn something, willing to adapt, and actually doing the work, not just necessarily showing up. And you seem to be doing all those things. So I feel as though your boss actually notices your effort more than what he actually says. It's very much of a watching. It sounds bad, but I'm going to say a watching and kind of assessing at the same time, kind of an energy. So he sees you as somebody who is very dependable, somebody who is very detail oriented. He sees you as somebody who doesn't create unnecessary drama. He sees you as somebody who wants to improve themselves, but who doesn't necessarily want to be rushed into doing it. So there is a sense that he sees that very long-term potential into you, well, with you, even though he hasn't said anything about it. But this is somebody who definitely, there's no doubt about it, okay? Your boss values results over praise. So the silence here is actually something that is neutral to positive. It's not really a bad sign altogether. Yeah. So I'm going to say if you're up for some type of review coming on through, you should do really good. Probably even some extra money coming on in, some type of raise or bonus or something of such. Are you expecting a bonus or a raise? Hey, Love Shine. Happy holidays, sweetie. No? Okay, well then maybe you'll get it anyways. There's something coming towards you into the beginning of the year. It's not in December, but it could be like January, February, or March, something like that. There's extra money that's coming your way. And it's work related. Let's go see about the Taurus. Uh-huh. Yeah, the Taurus does still think about you. You still seem to bring a smile to this person's face, but kind of quietly and kind of privately, right? There is nothing that is very chaotic or active. It's like we think about you, but we're not necessarily taking any action towards you. This is slow, it's reflective, it's tied to different type of memories. So he tends to think about you when something familiar or something kind of comforting, I feel, kind of comes around. So there's a sense of mixed curiosity, but there's also a sense, a little bit of hesitation, like he wonders how you're doing, maybe a little bit what you're up to. But he doesn't act on any of those. His energy feels like he's holding a lot of things internally altogether, rather than actually expressing them outwardly. So I'm definitely going to say all is not lost. I'm going to say you're into Taurus's mind, but into a calm, a little bit into an understated kind of a way, rather than something that would be like a dramatic kind of longing or something of the such. And as for the boss, you're definitely being noticed. You're definitely being noticed into a very good, a very strong, and into a very positive way. We're going to go and see what we've got going on over here. Yeah, very turtlish. Very, very turtlish. Love Sean, if you want to post your questions, you can. Yvonne's going to be next, and then it's going to be you. All right, so Hermit messages. I'm afraid to talk to you. I'm afraid to talk. Again, two of them, too. I'm afraid to talk. Let me have you. I want to get you drunk. I want to say, you know, that's a very sexual card. I need some time for me. Your family will not like me. Again, into the socks. And this love scares me. This one is often a twin flame type of a... It often comes out in twin flame connections. You're pretty intimidating? Well, yeah, you look very intimidating. I have seen you and you do not look intimidating. Uh-huh. But I suppose for somebody who is kind of afraid, somebody who doesn't really know what to do or how to move on forward, or who's a little bit afraid of being turned back or judged or conflict, I suppose we could be afraid in that angle. Yeah, I know. You're sweet like a little flower. You're very non-intimidating. Okay. Here we go. Let's go and see Yvonne. So let me just go into the PayPal, go and get the questions. Here we go. All right, let me go over here. What did you send me? Let's do this. Nah, I don't care. You're gorgeous. I'm not afraid of you. It could be. Yeah, it definitely could be. But I'm definitely going to say if you don't usually put the headband that you had on with the horns, you're just gorgeous. Up to them. If they're not, if they're not strong enough for it, then adios. That's all I have to say. Pixel? What? Pixel. Where's Pixel? Pixel is, I don't know. She's sleeping somewhere. I think she's sleeping with the girls. Yeah. Yeah, she's currently not with me. Yeah, I know. She's pretty cute, eh? Let me go see if I can find her. Hold on. Pixie, es-tu avec vous? Pixel? Non plus? Ah oui, non. Non. Oui, c'est correct. Tu peux faire des doudous. Oh, tu fais des doudous, bébé. Yeah. All right. No Pixel. I don't know where she's at. She's on another floor. I don't know what she's doing. I know, she's so cute. I'm coughing on my own spit. Yeah, she's pretty adorable. Yeah, I know. I'll try to get her into. I'll try to get her into the next videos. But sometimes they're so cute. They like lay into the exact same position, into the exact same little ball. Yeah, they're like so cute. I don't know if you can see them well, but there's actually two cats there. You have Max, and then on the other side, you have little Pixel, and they're sleeping in the exact same position. And honestly, if you look real quickly, you can hardly not see them onto my bed since they're white. Yvonne, here we go. Thank you so very much, sweetie pie. Have a lovely evening, beautiful. See, that is perfect, Hanson. That's the way we like things. We like it when directors like it. Okay, hold on. So Yvonne, here we go. Then Loveshine, if you are ready, you can post your questions. And then we have Joy. Okay. Yeah, that's what you were saying. Okay, so you got yourself a lawyer, or you're going to meet one? Okay. All right. Let's go and see that. Okay. So. Oh, I didn't put a timestamp. No, you did not. Thank you, my beautiful love shine. I shall, sweetie. So 1 and 15. That's going to be for Yvonne. Okay, sweetie pie. I hope that you're feeling better. I hope that your ankle's doing a little bit better, if not completely better, but I don't think that it's completely better. Especially if it's sprained. It's something that's going to be of a couple weeks. I feel like you're going into this meeting hoping for something, but not necessarily thinking that it's going to be coming on through. I do, however, have our Three of Wands. There's definitely some obstacles along this. I feel like there is grounds and basic. Like, I feel like there is a possibility that they could take your case. I feel like it's serious. I feel like it's supported. I feel like you're not walking into something that's full of confusion. You're walking into something that for you is really quite clear. I feel like at this moment, what you want by going over there, I still don't feel like you're going to get it. I don't. I feel like you're going into this meeting hoping and wanting something because it is due to you, and you know bad things are happening at that place, and something should happen with it, and you should be compensated for what has happened. And I feel like that is a really, really good ground that they're going to be able to build something upon, because not necessarily, if they do take it, they're going to take it not necessarily because of what happened to you, but because of past things that have happened at that place that come to show that legally speaking, there's a liability that is there. There's a responsibility that is there that is not being taken fully through, and that can actually endanger people in different ways. However, I feel like they could definitely work and build a case upon that along with yours. But I don't necessarily feel like they're going to be able to go anywhere with just that. I feel like they need more into a certain way. So I'm going to say if they do, they're going to take it, but maybe it would be something that would be more collective, or they would take it by using, the other experiences of what happened to other people. As a basic grounding foundation to prove that something is off. But as for the rest, I still am going to say no towards this, sweetie. I would love to, honestly, to say yes, but I feel like there's a lot of obstacles. I feel like it's complicated. I feel like I said there is like a window of opportunity, but I don't feel they're necessarily going to grab it. I don't feel like they feel like it's strong enough. So if something does happen, it might be something that is much more, like I said, into a collective kind of a court case. So you with other people, perhaps. Financially speaking, I know that it feels like it's bad. I feel like you think that things, or you feel that things are kind of spiraling under, out of control. I know things are really, really stressful, but there's a certain planning. There's a certain stabilization that's coming on through. So I'm going to say it's going to be important to put structure around your situation so that you can breathe again. It's not going to resolve itself instantly, but I feel like the direction is going to be quite constructive. So is there anything really, really bad that's going to be happening? No, you're going to come up with some type of new idea to make things. I don't know if it's you who's coming up with the idea or somebody else, but there's definitely something that is coming your way that is going to help you manage and kind of go through all of this. So financially speaking, I'm not going to say there's anything great happening, but there's nothing bad that's happening. It's not going to get worse than what it is at this moment. I'm going to say a certain neutrality for the following 3 to maybe 4 to 5 weeks. Then I feel like we're climbing back up to a certain normality. So yeah, that's what I get, sweetie pie. And again, about the meeting and the outcome and the case, I feel like the energy shows that you're under, like the attorney is going to understand the case. It's going to see the validity. Can you say that? Validity. Yeah. Okay. Slowly said, it's better. But yeah, so really just make sure, go with the energy, check it out, see what could be the next steps, strategically. Yeah, I think anyways, speaking, you can see where all of this is going to be going, maybe what you can do, what different type of options are going to be offered towards you. But patience is going to be required. This is not going to be an easy fix. So yeah. About the day that you sprained your ankle and the dream-like feeling, we're going to go and look at that, okay? Just give me a second. Um, um, Here we go. What happened that day altogether? I feel like the experience feels like a shock kind of combined with a certain um I feel like there was an emotional overload that was there. Like spirit shows your nervous system was kind of being a little bit overwhelmed, but not just from the fall, but from everything kind of surrounding you at that time. So it could be stress, it could be fear, it could be emotional tension kind of build up. The body just kind of responds by disconnecting briefly. And that's where a little bit of that like dreamlike state kind of came from. I feel like your daughter coming on in to rescue you was something that was very significant. It shows a lot of grounding, but it also shows a lot of protection. And it's somewhat of a reminder that you're not alone, even into those moments where things can feel really, really quite unreal, if you will. The incident at the restaurant the day before altogether. I feel like witnessing or being close to something so sudden and violent can definitely affect your subconscious altogether. So even if you didn't necessarily realize it immediately, that event probably stayed into your system and actually contributed a little bit to the emotional shock and to the experience that you kind of followed on through into the following day. So, and it doesn't mean that anything bad is attached to you. It just means that you're human to feel that and to have that sensitive type of energy. And you know that you are because you often have like those spirits and those energies that kind of cling on to you. So it's not something that is abnormal for you to have those type of energies come towards you. So what's going to be important for you into all of this is that your body and your spirit, they've been kind of asking you to slow down. This is a question about you needing to feel safe again, letting others try to support you at this moment in time. Nothing about what experienced actually suggests that there's danger that's ahead that's coming on in. It's just that you've been carrying an awful lot, probably more than what you realize. So I'm going to say you're protected. I know that you're being very beautifully, divinely guided. I know that you have a lot of ancestors out there that are following you and taking care of you. And things are going to move forward towards a solution, not towards something that's going to be chaotic. So you're okay, my love. Um, You felt like a lightning went through you, right? Like everyone staring at us at once when you entered into the restaurant. Oh my God. I'm going to go and see our beautiful love shine. But you're going to be okay, sweetie. You're going to be okay. Let me know how it goes tomorrow, okay? With the lawyers, sweetie pie. Love shine, you are going to be at 127. All right, here we go. So love shine, here we go. I got your deck. Ok. Allô? Tu vas peut-être vouloir garder la porte ouverte? Tu peux garder la porte ouverte, elle est là-bas avec Maxou? Non? Ah, on sait pas où est Pixel. All right. How are things with wife? We do have over here Temperance. We do have our King of Cups, and we do also have our Ace of Cups. The energy that you're not going to like today with the wife. I'm getting that we're trying to balance things out, but I kind of get him being like nice and sweet and doing acts of kindness. Yeah, so I'm actually going to say much better energy than what I have seen in regards to him and her in a very, very long time. Yes, we are. We're already closed, Haunton. Absolutely, sweetie. No, I see him being sweet. I don't see the socks. No. Yeah. No, there's nothing socky happening. He's just being sweet. Yeah. Let's go see with you. No, just sweet. Like, not mean. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe he's buying her flowers. He's being nice. The Christmas holidays are around and he's being nice. He's just not being mean. They're just not like usual. They're kind of neutral, nothing, you know, just kind of friends. He seems a little bit sweeter. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he's buying her flowers. Not a big bouquet, but I feel like he's buying her flowers. I feel like he's trying to be sweet. In regards to you, well, we have love with you too. We have the exact same card. We have things that are going very quickly, so perhaps the time that you guys do spend together is time that passes by actually quite quickly. Or maybe quicker than what he would actually like. And we do have over here that he does feel very much included into the relationship, into the connection. And it's very important for him. So I'm going to say love onto your side too, sweetie pie. All right. Je sais pas, mais vous êtes super fin d'avoir emballé les cadeaux, mais il y a un petit bordel partout. All right. What does he want to say to you that he is not saying at this moment? For the moment, just that time is passing by too quickly. Everything is passing by too quickly. It's like he's trying to find his way through. Everything is, passing by too quickly, doesn't have really a moment to rest in any kind of way. And it's like he doesn't really have all that much time that is coming on up where he can actually just kind of relax and enjoy the time that is ahead of him. So is he going away for like holidays or something during the Christmas period? And he's getting her a watch. No, I feel like he got her some flowers today, but okay, they're not. I feel like he got her some flowers today, but I do feel like they are related to Christmas. So maybe it's like a Christmas bouquet or a Christmas flower or something of such. Okay, well, they're going to be very busy with family, possibly, because I see him being very busy, like not having a lot of time. I know he will manage to find time to see you and everything of the such. I just see him being very, very busy. We have our Empress. We also do have our Knight of Pentacles. Oh, thank you, my beautiful Lilith. Joy is going to be the last reading of the night after, and then we're going to go and see Juanson. Into messages that he would like to say to you that he is not saying is how much he looks towards the future and tries to find different type of activities, things that you guys can do to spend time together, to spend more time together. He often feels like he doesn't spend enough time with you and he tries to do so. And so I feel like that is a little bit, if you will, you could call it like a New Year resolution, but anyways, you get the gist. So he wants to do this better for you next year. He wants to be able to be there a little bit more for you, but he wants to be able to be there with you a little bit more in order to do more activities and more things together also. So yeah, but I don't feel like he's telling you that because he doesn't want you to be disappointed if ever something doesn't work out. Or when I say doesn't work out, if there's a plan, let's say he wants to do a getaway and it doesn't work out or stuff like that, I don't feel like he wants to get ahead of himself, but he does have a good heart at the right place. What do you mean, how's it going to go for them versus you? Relationship-wise, it's, well, yeah, that's a little bit what we saw. for them and you, it's pretty much going into the same way. It's just that because he's with the family, he spends more time there, so he has a little bit less time for you. Other than that, we have our Ace of Cups in both. They're both doing well. Yeah, so he loves you. He loves you, sweetie. There's no doubt about it. It's just that today the energy was a little bit better than what it usually is. But what needs to be remembered is that there's no socks. There's nothing weird. There's nothing dysfunctional that is happening. There's nothing that you wouldn't like that is happening neither. So everything's okay. Joy, you're going to be up in just 1 second. So, Love Shine, you want to know how's it going to be for him and her at Christmas time. I do have our star, I have our High Priestess. I also do have our Two of Pentacles. Now, I don't really feel like we're juggling many things around. I feel like everything kind of makes sense with her. I feel like things are going to go fairly smoothly. So, no high expectations with the wife, just things going smoothly. And with you, he's going to try to be there as present as much as he possibly can, but he's very happy with you. See, with her, he's into neutral kind of a zone. Whatever happens, happens. With you, he's happy looking for different type of celebrations, different times to spend time together. So I'm going to say he's happier to spend time with you at Christmas time than he is with her. And for you, my beautiful Joy, you met a man. Okay, let's go see. Oh, Joy, you need a timestamp. Joy's at 1:37. Alrighty. King of Wands, but kind of caught up in different things. Well, you were wondering about the socks. Yeah. Any socks that are coming on off. I could say there could be some socks coming on off, but just be careful. Be careful. I feel like this person could truly want to see you and truly want to move on forward towards you, but I kind of feel like they have like strings attached. Yeah. So they could be a little bit kind of manipulative in a certain kind of way. So is it your soulmate? I'm going to say no, probably not. Yeah. So not a soulmate, not necessarily a big love connection. This could be something that we want to kind of have socks. We want to move on forward kind of quickly. It might happen. You might end up having socks if you decide that that's okay with you, because I feel like it's going to be clear into the intentions that this is where we're going and this is what we want. I don't really feel like it's something that's all that hidden. Although I do see a little bit of manipulation over here. So I'm basically going to say, sweetie pie, you're going to advance a little bit with this person, but not too far. I'm going to say maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe 1 or 2 meetings is pretty much what I'm getting. I feel like you're going to end up giving up that situation altogether. So yeah. Yes, we are on Tom. That's who you are asking about. Yes. The man named Tom, the initials TM. So next actions towards you is probably, I'm going to say, to make some type of movement towards you, to spend some time with you. But I feel like it's spending time with you into a very physical kind of a way, which I don't think you're necessarily against. So, I mean, if you want to just have fun to have fun, it could be fun. Just be careful if they kind of try to promise anything along the way. Whatever they're promising is not really truthful. Yeah. Well, he's interested in something that's physical. He's not interested into love. He's interested in something that's more physical. Yeah. And other than that, generally speaking, I'm going to say cards coming on through. Ace of Cups about self-love, repressed emotions, choices, and personal transitions. You're into a place where you have unfinished business with different people, where I kind of feel like we need to cut the cords of all those people that are unfinished business so we can move forward towards real business, true business, real people. So I'm going to say, look at what you're looking at in people so you can cut the cords of those people that are not good for you. Because you've been hitting a couple of those into the last few days. Not last few days, but into the last few weeks. You've had a few of these that are... So look at what you're looking for and what's good for you and what's not good for you. As for Tom, he could be interested, yes. But like I said, it's something physical. If that's good for you, then that's good. You might see him once or twice, but nothing all that much more. He's not looking for more. Not because of you, because of what he's looking for. He does have a tendency to be a little bit manipulative, so be a little bit careful for that. Other than that, you're being asked into your general. I feel like finances are stable. Love, you're being asked to reflect within to see what you truly want and to cut the cords with the other people that are non-necessary or that you don't really want anymore. And I don't really see any conflicts with anybody, so yeah. I'm going to send you much love, my beautiful joy. And if you do go see Tom, I say enjoy yourself, my love. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go and see Juanson. So I am no longer looking into the chat. So just give me 1 second. Oh, Abuelita is always good. Oh, not a corrupt file. Oh, I love that Frosty Snowman's coming out tomorrow. All right. And here we go. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. Alrighty. All right. All right. I feel like you're into a phase where you're into a certain transition, you're into a certain amount of realignment at this moment where old expectations are leaving. Like you're ready for the brand new. Brand new's coming on in. This is a new version of you coming in, even though it is still you, just you modified. There could be different situations that could be upcoming for you where you could feel a little bit uncomfortable or even a little bit tired but it's going to serve its purpose. So just kind of follow on through with that. There's a very strong message over here about trusting timing. So things are moving on forward, but trust your timing along the way. Okay. What is unfolding now is kind of setting those foundations for something that's going to be more stable and more emotional fulfilling for you. Now, love-wise, I feel like your heart is open, but I feel like you're learning that discernment. You're no longer willing to put your energy into situations that are not necessarily going to give on back towards you. For the moment, I feel like what you're looking for, but you're not looking for, but when you're going to be ready to look for it, it's more going to be that emotional honesty. It's going to be that mutual effort. It's going to be that feeling safe and feeling seen at the very same time. So you're being asked to choose yourself this time around, but without any guilt. Just choose yourself, love, opportunities, let all those beautiful things come towards you naturally, and stop doubting where you are, what you've done, and if you're doing enough along the way. Let's go see how Elizabeth is doing. Hoping that she's having a stress-free day. I do have her doing good. She is into a place where I feel like she's reflective, but she's gentle. Things are going good. I feel like she's focused. I feel like she's grounded. I feel like she's got her own little emotional balance, her own little inner peace. I feel like it's going good. Every once in a while, she thinks on back work. She thinks about you. She thinks about the connection. She always keeps that sense of appreciation for your presence into her life. There's a possibility she could actually go to work, not to actually work, but to kind of pass on by for some reason. I don't know if it's to say hi or whatever, but there's a chance that you might see her in January or February. I don't know. I see her walking into the building. There's something with that. So yeah, what she would actually like to say to you, I feel like she wants you to know that she values you much more than what you know on many different levels. And into angel and oracle guidance. Angel, trust the unseen support. Angels and guides are helping to align energies between you. Open communication gently. The energy favors honesty that is wrapped in kindness. And patience will be your power. Timing is unfolding behind the scenes. You don't see all the threads yet. And love messages for you. You are thought of and missed quietly but sincerely. Your presence brings warmth and peace. You are loved more than words can hold. And even in silence, hearts remember each other. That being said, my beautiful loves, we shall end this live for tonight. Thank you everybody for joining. Wishing you guys a lovely evening. Rest on up and have a beautiful day until we see each other tomorrow. Good night, Lilith. Good night, Juanson.